What's up everybody, it's Drew Wilkins with Swine and Bovine Barbecue, and in this video I'm going to show you how I made this absolutely delicious cut in half because I made it yesterday and forgot to record an intro video, Texas style turkey breast. Let's get going. Got ourselves a nice big turkey breast here. This is about 5 pounds. Picked this up at H-E-B in Austin. I'm in Dallas. I have a heck of a time finding these locally. If you're from Dallas and know where to get them, let me know. But when I do go to Austin, I make sure to bring a cooler and bring a couple of these bad boys back because they're absolutely delicious and super easy to make. So to start things off, there's really not a ton of trimming that goes involved. We're just gonna remove this skin. And as you can see when I lift it up here, it almost just naturally wants to come apart. So just lift up on it, run your knife alongside of it, nice sharp knife, and take the skin off. So once you get the skin off, there's not much else that I do. This little thing right here, I'll get rid of that small little section. But other than that, I don't go any further on the trimming. I'm fine with this little layer of whatever it is. Not sure what the correct term of it is being on. So there's a little tiny little bit here I'm gonna get off. I've already done enough with this, so let's go ahead and season it. We're gonna keep it relatively simple for the seasoning on this. This has been in a brine, so when you buy these turkey breasts, the majority of the time, at least every time that I've bought them, they come in an 18% brine mixture. So there's no need to brine this. If you're lucky enough to find one that hasn't been brined and you can control the process yourself, I'd recommend that. But this has been brined, that's why we're not doing any brines with it. And we're not gonna go heavy with salt either. So what I have here is just a 2-to-1 ratio of pepper to salt. So I'm just gonna go on with a light coating. And then for a little extra added flavor, we're gonna go on with some Laurel's sizzle salt. Lori and Lewis does a heat week every year. This is one of the seasonings that they had for 2022. It's absolutely incredible. They don't sell it anymore, unfortunately, but they do have a Patreon page where they went over how to make this. So if you do wanna get your hands on some of this, I recommend checking out that Patreon page. They'll show you how to make it, because I love it. It's really, really good. Just gonna go on with a light coat of the sizzle salt. Flip it over, do the same thing to the other side. Turkey breast is looking great, even coat of seasoning. So let's go back in time about 30 minutes and fire up the pit. Pit is fired up, cruising along at about 250 degrees. So we're gonna place this turkey breast on the pit. And one of the things you wanna do when you're doing this is bunch it up. So we want it to be nice, bunched up, uniform shape as possible, right? This is nice and bunched up. It's gonna keep a lot of the edges from being laid out and having a super thin slice of turkey. Give us a consistent slice throughout. So we're gonna let this go somewhere between 2 to 3 hours until we get a really great color on it. The bark is set, and we're somewhere around 140-ish on an internal temperature range. Then we'll pull it and wrap it, but for now, it's gonna go for a nice long rest. 3 hours in on the nose and our turkey is ready to wrap. It's got fantastic color. The bark is set. It's temping around 140 degrees, so exactly where we want it to be when it's going into the wrap. So let's go ahead and do it. Wrapping turkey is incredibly easy. What we're gonna do is we've got some butter here, about 3/4 of a stick, so 6 tablespoons. We're just gonna lay a good amount of it down right here on the foil. We'll go 6 pats on the bottom. Put this breast right on top of it and take these other 3 pats, put them right on top. Now, wrap it up. We're gonna go with a double wrap here. Nice and tight. Battle the wind and then wrap it with another. So one thing we're gonna do before putting the turkey back on is use a leave-in thermometer. I wanna get this right to 158 degrees, no further. Then we'll pull it. At the carryover temp, we'll take it to 165, and we'll have a perfectly juicy turkey breast. But in order to get the accuracy we want and make sure that we're hitting those temps without spiking way over and having a dry turkey breast, is to use a leave-in thermometer. So pretty simple enough. And just what I do is hold the thermometer right here. So put my fingers here. I know that's gonna get me right in the middle of the turkey breast. And then just go right in. Easy enough. I'm gonna go put this back on the pit. We'll pull it once it hits 158. Our turkey breast has hit 158 degrees, so we're gonna let it rest right here on the cutting board till it comes down to 140, then we'll slice into it. Let's see how our turkey breast is looking. I lightly tinted this, I didn't leave it fully wrapped. We got to 165 internal on this due to the carryover, but now it's rested, been soaking in all this butter, so let's see how it looks. Yeah, that's beautiful. That is a damn good looking turkey breast. Pretty excited about this one. I am not gonna get rid of this butter. I'm gonna keep all this and we can dip some slices in it if we want. It'll just be resting over here on the side. But that's a really good looking turkey breast. Let's slice into it. Let's see how we did. Oh yeah. That looks good. Nice and moist, plenty of juice throughout this thing. If you squeeze it, you can see the little hole where the probe was starting to come out, but I'm not a proponent of squeezing my meat. I want all that to stay in the breast. So let's go ahead and cut ourselves a slice here though. Yeah, that looks incredible. Let's dig in. The work is done, and the hardest thing about cooking these turkey breasts is actually finding them. As I mentioned earlier, if any of y'all know where in Dallas I can find these regularly, that way I don't have to stockpile at HEB when I go to Austin, please let me know. But not much to cook in these, but they're absolutely delicious and a hidden gem on most barbecue joints. But just gonna slice a nice little section of it here. Nice bite from the middle. Cheers. I'm laughing a little bit because it's just such a simple cook. I mean, salt, pepper, get a little bit of the spice from the Lowry's or Leroy's sizzle salt, but it's incredibly good. It's just a nice, clean piece of meat. It's not super rich, given the fact that we did put 3/4 of a stick of butter. It's not super rich. We're gonna change that on the next bite when we soak our turkey in there and then eat it, but it's just a really clean piece of meat. And as I mentioned earlier, it's kind of a hidden gem at a lot of barbecue places. If you got someone in your family or friends or whatnot that's not a huge red meat person, have them go to a barbecue joint and have the best turkey they've ever had. This is so soft, and pushing on here, not sure how well you can see it, but the meat fibers separate easily. It's very juicy, very tender, and really just worth your while. Don't just stick to the Texas Trinity when you go to a barbecue joint of brisket, ribs, and sausage. Branch out and try some turkey. It's really, really good. Let's see how it is in this butter. Yeah, recommend dipping it in the butter when you eat it. That is really, really good. And if you're slicing and preparing it for people, just keep the butter off to the side, much like I have here. Slice an individual piece, dollop each side in it, and serve it. Maybe saying it's underrated these days is a little cliche because so many people have said it, and I think a lot more people are ordering turkeys. But if you go to a barbecue joint, get this. If you can find these locally at your grocery store, get them and cook them. If you have a meat slicer, shave it thin for sandwiches, or just slice it thin. You don't have to go out and purchase a meat slicer if you don't want to. That's what I'm gonna do for a lot of this week, is just cut it, make some sandwiches for lunch. The Leroy's sizzle salt adds a nice little complex note to it. If you don't have that, don't be scared to just go salt and pepper. This is so good. It's clean. It's a nice change of pace from the rich, fatty barbecue that we're all used to and love. But it's a nice little switch in the rotation to have some nice, clean, white meat. And if you want to, dirty it up a little bit by dipping it in that butter. But thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit that subscribe button. If you do cook this, let me know by tagging me on Instagram. My handle is @SwineBovine and if you've got something you want to see me cook next, leave it in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one.